This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raised Rowdy podcast.
Grace Tyler.
Hello, Matt.
How are you doing on this beautiful Tuesday morning?
I'm doing great. The weather is fantastic. It's sunny, 75. What more can we ask for?
Yeah, especially after like the chaos that we had. We were going to try to do this, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and then it was like all hell was breaking loose with tornadoes and stuff.
I felt like I was being so dramatic because, okay, so my birthday, like every year growing up, always fell like on a weird weather day.
And it was your birthday too, which happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. I don't know why, but like it always hailed. There was always a tornado. There was always something. And one year there was a really bad tornado in Dallas. And I got stuck at school for like 4 hours after school. They like, wouldn't let us leave. And I remember sitting in the art classroom, and I was dramatic, obviously, but like was bawling because I was like,
how old were you?
I was probably like 10 or something.
You have every right to be dramatic. A 10-year-old birthday.
I don't know. I was like, I just want my cookie cake. Like, I was stuck in this art classroom with a bunch of people, and I remember we had a sub, and she was telling us about like she was in a Walmart one time when a tornado hit and it ripped the roof off. So I'm like, we're about to get hit. The roof's about to be gone. And yeah, so whenever tornadoes or anything about tornadoes is talked about, I freak out, like a little dramatic.
Yeah.
And so I canceled like my ride later that day after you were like, hey, the weather kind of looks like it's going to get funky. I was like, I'm not messing with this.
I'm not making you drive when the weather's going to be like that. I'm not making you drive across town. I don't want to be here during a damn tornado either.
Well, it rained for like an hour and then it was like perfectly fine.
Yeah, and then it was perfectly fine the rest of the day. But still, better safe than sorry.
Better safe than sorry. I know. I asked a bunch of people. I was like, did you cancel your rides? And they were like, oh yeah, we canceled it. I'm like, okay, good. I'm not the only one who canceled it.
It was like a snow day. It was
right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And like the tornado that hit here a couple years ago, I think we're all a little cautious.
Yeah, were you? Yeah, when did you first get out here?
Yeah, so I came to Nashville in 2019. I was a Belmont student.
Okay.
And so, graduated, moved from Dallas, went to Belmont. And so I had a semester, and then the tornado hit. Obviously, remember that.
And then COVID hit.
And then COVID hit. Yeah. The tornado was
what a time for your college experience.
It was because... So when the tornado hit, I was in a dorm on campus, and my roommate, her aunt lives in town, and she was spending the night at her aunt's house. And I was in, for some reason, like upper student like housing for some reason as a freshman. So everybody else was like sophomores, juniors, and we were the only freshmen on the like girl side, but the boys side was completely freshmen. And my ex at the time also lived in the same dorm that I did, and so it was one of those moments where we all had to go to the basement, and I was sitting on the floor in the basement with my ex because I was the only person I knew. And I was like, if this is the moment I die, like I'm sitting next to my ex who I just despise, and here we are, but we survived. Thank goodness.
Yeah, that was a crazy time. I moved to town October 2018, so I wasn't far ahead of you. And like that time being in Nashville was like right before COVID, like Nashville was booming.
It was awesome.
We had the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Like 2019 is a great year to get out here.
It was so fun. I was having the time of my life, and then left for spring break to go skiing and had to go home in summer with only ski clothes back to Texas. So all of COVID, I'm like, I think I started like cutting off my jeans because I was like, I mean, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get back into my dorm. It was a whole mess.
Yes. Did you end up graduating from Belmont and doing all that?
Yes. Yeah. So during COVID, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm just ready to be out of here. Like I moved to Nashville to do music, and it kind of got to the point where I was turning down opportunities because of class and, professors. Some of my professors were awesome, and one time I had a professor like give me extra credit for going and doing a music video with Cameron Marlowe. His manager texted me. She was like, hey, can some of you and your girlfriends like show up for this music video? Like we need young girls.
Which song was it?
It was Giving You Up.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The big one.
It was a big one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so me and a couple of my girlfriends we had to skip class, but we were just like in a bar, and my professor gave me extra credit for going. I'm like, so you just gave me extra credit for skipping class to go drink. Cool. Okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. He was a G. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. That's awesome. Yeah. And with it getting warmer outside now, it's got to feel like right now is the time when like everybody's cranking. I mean, everybody listens to country music all year long, especially here in Nashville. But right now is like we're getting into season.
It's the season. 'Tis the season.
It is the season. Like weather's getting great, and you've been able to do a lot over the last year now leading up to this year where you've been able to go out on the road and you've been able to experience things and live out your dreams. And now it's getting into festival season getting into when you're hitting the road and Nashville's getting busier and all of that. What's all that been like navigating?
Yeah. So I think kind of just like a backstory on me. I grew up performing. So that was kind of where my love for music came from. Was I loved live shows and I loved performing. I was 4 or 5 years old doing kids karaoke night, and that's when I just fell in love with music. So I always tell people, like, be careful what you put your kids into, because my parents thought they were getting free babysitting, and look at me now. I'm still doing the same thing as I was 5. But yeah, that's really what made me want to do music, was performing. And I feel like most artists that I meet start writing first, or that's where their comfort is. And mine was just always being in front of people and performing, which is really funny because I was the shyest kid ever. But put me on stage, give me a microphone. That's where I felt like authentically myself.
Yeah.
And so I always knew like I wanted to move to Nashville. I wanted to do this. And I did cover band gigs all growing up. I was 13, 14, playing full band shows in bars I wasn't even allowed in. And around 15, 16, I was like, okay, I need to start writing my own music. And that's whenever, I started writing my music, moved to town, did all of that. But the touring aspect for me was something that I was like, when I got here, I was like, I got to get out. Like, I got to, do what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And living here, there's opportunities of cover band stuff, but kind of live band performance, playing your own music isn't really easier to come by as it was in Texas. And in Texas, I could get paid to do that, and here it was like, okay, I can go play on Broadway, or I got to get out of town. And so I did Broadway for a bit.
What circuit were you on?
It's so funny. I played Whiskey Row.
Hey.
And I played in 1230 Club. So those were my
good gigs.
Yeah,
those are great gigs.
Awesome.
The Whiskey Rows where my Nashville journey started.
Really? I didn't know that.
I was a door guy there my first year in town.
Oh my gosh.
I worked day shift mostly.
Stop.
That's
cool.
On Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then closed Monday, Tuesday.
Oh my gosh.
So I did that from October 2018 to like October of 2019.
Okay, so I started right after COVID because a lot of the bands, couldn't play downtown anymore. So when things started opening up, I just shoot my shot, got in the door. And I started playing when they were like, hey, only 25% capacity, and that's hard too when you're playing off of tips and you're like, there are people standing outside the door and you're like, I want their money.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make sure my band is taken care of too. But yeah, that was kind of how I started playing band stuff in town. And then about a year and a half ago, I started working with time.We. And so last year was like my first year getting on the road, which was just awesome because, like I said, that was what the goal always was, to go play live music. Because that's where I think like all of my favorite artists, they became my favorite artists from seeing their live show, hearing what made you write that song, what's the story behind that song, and just the entertainment aspect behind it. And so being able to, shift from like solely when I moved here, it was, okay, downtown gigging to make money, and then also writing in college to, okay, now I'm actually doing what I feel like I came here to do. So, yeah.
It's a process, and you have, coming from Texas, obviously Texas, a very vibrant scene, and for years you would always hear of guys like Wade Bowen and Casey Donahue and Josh Abbott and those guys being hesitant to come to Nashville because there's so much opportunity in Texas.
There is.
So for you, was there an idea of possibly staying in Texas and being Grace Tyler rising in the Texas scene versus Grace Tyler coming to Nashville?
Yeah, absolutely. I think like growing up in Texas, football is also like a huge part of our life.
You're an Aggie, right?
I am, yes. My whole family went to A&M. My boyfriend's family all went to A&M. So it's just like, it's just me, like as a person. I went to Belmont, so I can cheer for whoever I want.
Yeah, exactly. The benefit of going to a school without football, you can still wear your maroon and be an Aggie.
And if they lose, I don't have to talk about it. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I debated back and forth between like, hey, am I going to go to like an SEC school, do the actual like college thing, and like try to grow my numbers basically in Texas, and do gigs, do shows down there, or do I want to transition, move up here to Nashville? And thank goodness I did what I did, because COVID hit my second semester of freshman year. So I wouldn't have really had that opportunity that I wanted if I had gone to an SEC school and I had moved here, and just started making like connections earlier and started meeting people earlier. So I think like I'm really happy with the choice I chose looking back now. But yeah, that was always something that was hard for me. Texans love Texas, and there used to be this, I don't know if it is more, but this huge stereotype of like artists who leave Texas to go to Nashville, and it's like, oh, you're trading your soul. And it's like, no, I never felt that way, because I saw in myself as an artist, like once I moved here, my entire personality trait became that I'm a Texan. Like I talk about Texas so much more not being there, because I'm so proud of it.
That's how I feel being from New York.
I
feel more connected I feel more of repping my home state and my home area and things that are very New York and Northeast, more so than when I was actually living in it.
Absolutely, because it's like when you're around people, and I think this is anything in life, but when you're around people who think the same way as you or are the same way as you don't talk about it as much, because this is just our way of life. That when you get out and you experience different things, and like moving to Nashville, I'm like, oh, I'm so proud of where I came from, because I love that it was this way. And I grew into such a better writer because I was around the most like talented writers in the world.
You went to Belmont. They're teaching classes at Belmont. You're able to have that Music Row experience that most folks don't get, especially at a young age where you're developing. And right now is the perfect time over the past like 5 years to where guys like Parker, Cordy Kent, like their teams are here in Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's really cool about now, I feel like there was always a separation between the Texas scene and then the Nashville scene. And it's kind of this like rivalry. And now I think both ends of it are starting to respect each other in a way that I feel like hasn't happened in a really long time, or if ever. And so for somebody like me who's, I consider myself an artist from Texas and not a Texas artist.
Yes.
Because I'm so proud of where I'm from, but I knew staying in Texas wasn't the right thing for me. And I respect the people who do it. I mean, Randy Rogers' band, they crush it. They, tour Texas, Arkansas, like that whole circuit, and, they're crushing it. They're doing amazing, and that works for them.
And they have been since you and I were kids.
Exactly. Yeah, they're freaking awesome. And I knew that was an avenue I could try to pursue and chase, but I've just always been such a traveler at heart that I was like, I just want to see everything. I want to go everywhere. And so I do love that now with like you said, like the Parkers, Codys, just making that transition to Nashville when they had so much respect in Texas and everybody respected them so much, for them to move to Nashville and, kind of embrace this Nashville scene as well, I think made a lot of the Texas guys open their eyes and be like, okay, cool. If they're doing this, then this is cool. So
yeah, where have been some favorite places because I know you've done touring in Texas since you moved to Nashville, but you've gotten to kind of bounce around. And WME, great
They're
company.
awesome.
Talk about a great team to have and a blessing to have an agent over there.
Absolutely.
So where all have you got? How many states have you been to, and like where all have you gotten to go?
Ooh, I have an app on my phone to keep track of like all the places that I've played.
I have one of those too from when I was out touring. Like,
it's awesome.
Yeah, like I think I've done 40. I've been between touring and then just living in the Northeast. Like the entire Northeast is like the size of Texas. So I've been to Maine and Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, all those little states that are up there.
Yeah.
So I think I've done like 42.
Oh my gosh,
43.
You're close to like every state.
I know. I got to do the West Coast.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Washingtons, the Oregons, the Idahos, obviously like Alaska, Hawaii. Like I haven't done that, but I've been out to like Utah. I've been out to like both North and South Dakota, like gotten to see that.
That's awesome.
And it's like, that's a whole nother world. So like, where have you gotten to go as far as stuff?
Wow. It's been awesome. We had a bunch of stuff last year, Colorado, lots of Texas stuff. We just got back from Florida and Georgia, what'd you
think of those? Because that's such a different environment than like the dance hall where it's like everybody stands. That's what tripped me out. My first time going to Texas with Trey.
Yeah.
With Muscadine, it was a little different because we were opening for a lot of shows, and those shows are more like, those are rock shows. Those are co-Wetzel shows. You gotta bring a helmet or a poncho for all the shit that's flying. But like in Texas, it's like, in Oklahoma too, and even like Nebraska and Kansas, there's like the dance hall, and then everybody's standing on the perimeter, and then people, once the music starts, they decide if they're going to dance or not. And then as the song ends, they all clear the floor, and then they go back out.
No, it's so cool.
SEC country in the Southeast, and even like the Northeast where I'm from, it's just everybody front on the rail.
Right.
So what was Georgia and Florida like, and where? I bet you I've been to those venues.
It was a new venue in Georgia. It was called, oh shoot, I'm so blanking, but it was kind of like a dance hall type.
Where was it?
It was in, oh shoot.
Was it like Augusta?
No. It's gonna come to me.
Wasn't Broadway Saloon in Columbus, was it? Because I know that's a newer one.
No, it wasn't that. Shoot, what was it? Boot Barn Hall. That's what it was called.
Boot Barn Hall.
Boot Barn Hall. So talk about it's a new venue. I think it's only a year old, and we were out there with Tyler Farr. So like,
oh, cool.
Yeah, Tyler's awesome. And the Tyler Farr crowd is just, they're rowdy, they're wild, they're so much fun. And and I've gone out with Tyler a couple of times now. And he's a good friend. We write together, and but it was fun. It was actually a lot more of like the dancing than I thought it was going to be. But that's like what I grew up, when we went to shows, it was like, okay, we're two-stepping, and we're, doing that. And, Billy Bob's is like a 30-minute drive from my parents' house.
Yeah, and an absolute mecca.
Oh my gosh. So you want to hear a really funny story about Billy Bob's? My dad's going to kill me if you're saying this, but this is my favorite Billy Bob story of all time. So, Lee Rice was playing, and my parents had like backstage passes to go to the Lee show. I wasn't opening, but my manager works with Lee as well, and so he was like, "Yeah, I'll get y'all like passes, and to come see the show." So they were standing side stage at Billy Bob's, and it's an older venue, historic, iconic, and backstage, it's like on the side stage, it's really dark, and there's like ramps that lead up to the stage. And I don't know why my dad thought this, but he was like, oh, it was really dark getting up there, so like I should turn on my flashlight for Lee because he can't see where he's going. Not like he has like a tour manager whose sole purpose for that 5 minutes is to make sure he gets on stage and has a flashlight. But my dad's like, oh, I'm going to make sure like Lee's okay. Like, I don't want him falling because like he almost tripped or whatever. And so it's about like probably a 6-7 foot drop off from the top of the stage where like the rail goes up, or the like walkway goes up, and there's no railing on the side. And so all of a sudden it gets kind of like crazy, and everybody's like, move out of the way, like Lee's coming, da 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 da. And my dad's got his flashlight out. He takes a step back and he falls off the stage.
Oh no!
At Billy Bob's. Like, I don't know how he didn't break his back, honestly. Like, it was really, really bad. And thankfully he was okay. And he pops back up with his flashlight. He goes, "Is Lee okay?" Like, sir, you almost just broke your back. Like, Lee's fine. Like, you just look stupid. So the next time I went back I think Tyler is actually playing at Billy Bob's, and I went back, and we had backstage passes. And they put a railing up, and they put lights up. We're like, oh my gosh, somebody who worked there totally saw that happen. Yeah. And now there's lights and a rail. And I'm like, wow, Dad, like you have like a permanent impact on the backstage at Billy Bob's because you fell off. And they're like, thank goodness this guy didn't sue us. Like, he wouldn't have, but like, it could have been really bad. He could have got hurt, but it was really funny. So yeah, if you're ever at Billy Bob's backstage now and you see that rail, we call that the Chris Tyler rail.
The Chris Tyler rail. Shout out to Papa. Papa Tyler.
Yeah, crazy.
That's awesome.
But like those were the type of places that I would go to growing up, you know, where it's two-stepping and it's, you know, line dancing and things like that too. And so it's cool seeing just how country music differs, just the fan bases differ in, you know, places like that. And then we were in Florida. It was like everybody on the rail. And
where in Florida with you? Do you remember?
We were in Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. Duval.
Yes.
Duval County. They're wild there.
They are.
That's the mixture of, that's the literal Florida-Georgia line right there. So it is it
was a great time.
Hectic, crazy place.
It was like a carnival too. So we went and like just, you know, wasted all of our money on carnival games and then went and played. So it was fun.
Yeah. That's what I'm enjoying right now is we're like getting into festival season.
It's so fun.
And festivals are fun because of the food that's there and what you see out at the tailgates and everything like that. And you get the corn dog that's like fucking all the way out here, like the jumbo corn dogs.
Yeah.
I'll pay $20 for that every time.
Well, the Texas State Fair.
Oh, yeah, you're a Texas State Fair girl. Do they really do the deep fried butter thing? Like
they do everything.
Butter?
Anything you want.
What's the wildest thing you've seen there, like food-wise? Because I've never done the Texas State Fair. It's on my list of like,
you gotta go.
I want to go.
You got to go. Well, and it's normally around the time that they do like the A&M Arkansas game, which is a huge rivalry game, and it's at Jerry World, so it's at the Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah.
So that's just like a homecoming because everybody either goes to like A&M or Arkansas type thing that you went to high school with. So that's like just the reunion game of the year, but it's right by the State Fair of Texas. And so you go do the fair stuff. You get your fried Oreos, you see Big Tex, and then you
what's Big Tex?
Big Tex is like the big Tex, like he's just the big guy standing in front of. Have you ever seen? Yeah, you must have not.
What's Big Tex?
He's just this guy.
It's a guy.
Yeah, well, it's a statue of this guy, and his name's just Big Tex. So when you like drive into the fair, it's like he's standing in front of it. Yeah.
So it's just a giant statue
of a dude. Yeah.
Of a dude. What did he do to like get a statue?
I don't know. There's probably something behind it that I'm just not thinking of. But yeah, Big Tex.
Big Tex.
Okay, you got to go now.
Now I have to.
Yeah,
go.
now you have to.
Now I have to take Nikki T, and we have to bring Raised Rowdy to see Big Tex.
That would be awesome.
Because I've been to both College Station and I've been to Fayetteville, so it's cool to hear that Arkansas. And that was something that kind of blew my mind was the amount of kids. Because like when I would sell merch, I'd ask people like, "Oh, where are you from?" Like make conversation. That was one thing that I've been good at in my life. And everybody at Arkansas was from fucking Texas. So I guess they do a deal where it's like you get in-state tuition if you're from Texas,
So the bordering states of Texas always gave in-state tuition because they needed students to come there. And then so A&M and Texas both only accept the top 10% of your graduating class.
Oh, wow.
So and Texas, I think, is down to like they only accept top 7 or 8 now. So it's really competitive to get in there. So if you're not top 10, you're kind of like, okay, you know, where do I go? So those other schools in the surrounding states realized, hey, if we give in-state tuition, we'll get, you know, a bigger, and there's so many students, like there's so many people in Texas that we pull from that, we can up our numbers. So that's why a lot of people will go from Texas or Arkansas. They'll go to Alabama, also offers it, Oklahoma.
LSU, I'm assuming, offers it.
I think LSU does too.
That's a bordering state.
Yeah. I'm from like North Texas, so like I think South Texas people go more like LSU. But yeah, it's crazy. Just school in Texas is wild.
Yeah, because I've gotten to go. We did a lot of touring during the DDID days with Trey. When that song came out, obviously Dallas was a big fan of that.
Yeah, no way, really.
So we spent a lot of we did like Cowboys Red River.
Cool.
I've done like Terrell, the Silver Saloon. I don't know if you've been out there.
Yeah.
That place is wild. Country River Club in Tyler, Texas. I don't know if you've been out there.
I haven't been there. Well, I've been to Tyler, but
it's a very interesting venue because they're big in like the Tejano
world.
world.
Yeah.
So then when we go in there, it's like a whole different vibe for us. And then like go to like the Armadillo Palace in Houston or Billy Bob's or the Bomb Factory or so many clubs all around
That's awesome.
Texas. And it's like there's so many different scenes
there are
within Texas.
Yes.
Like you have your cowboy shit, you have like your Americana songwritery kind of stuff. And then you have like your rock, like Screw You were from Texas guys, like your Coes, your Treaty Oaks, your guys like Aaron McBee and people like that are coming up now, where it's such that's why I think it's so good you moved to Nashville, because Nashville kind of has like you said, like songwriting's been a huge thing for you,
right?
And like it sounds like you grew up listening to all kinds of stuff. Where it's like Texas, you can get kind of like pigeonholed into one of those three kind of things, right?
Yeah, for sure. And that was like, I loved country music, but I grew up listening to like rock music as well, and so that was like a huge thing too. And we were like thinking of, okay, first songs to start releasing. A lot of the stuff, if you look back, is a lot more up-tempo based, because, I had conversations with my manager where we were like, we don't want to be that girl that shows up who only has slow, sad, breakup songs.
Yeah, that's not you.
At festivals. That's not me. And, I want to be able to, own the stage and walk out and be able to sing anything and keep a crowd like engaged and hype. Like, I think that's so important too. And so a lot of the stuff that we pushed out first were a lot more up-tempo bass, and rock influenced as well, for that reason, that whenever we're on tour and we're playing shows, we have those up-tempo songs that like people can have a good time to, and then we throw the like punch you in the face sad song in the midst of it too. So that's kind of like fun right now, because I'm at a point where it's like, okay, we have a lot of those tempo stuff for touring, and I have some like sadder songs, but now it's kind of like, okay, I get to release whatever I want to right now. And that's a fun place to be, because the songs we're releasing are things that like mean a lot to me and are what I want to talk about right now. So that's really special.
Yeah, I've only seen you full band once. And it was at one of our Wednesday nights at Winners. And I remember standing next to Anthony. Shout out Anthony. And being like, bro, we've had you play rounds for a long time now, and have seen you in like that songwritery kind of setting, but you with the boys on stage, it's like a switch flipped. And I think you did like a shot or two right before you went on, and then you turned in like Nikki T and I always joke like bad bitch mode, like just confident chick on stage, owning the crowd, just smacking you in the face. And it was like, damn, I didn't know. I'd never seen that side of Grace Tyler. But
she comes out.
your live show, bro. Like,
thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you. That's something I'm like, that's what I said. Like, that's what I grew up, wanting to do, is like, I wanted to make sure I had a great live show. I started singing Guns N' Roses covers at like 12.
Yeah.
And I love nothing more than, people walking up and expecting one thing, and it's like throwing this, out of your back pocket, and just seeing people's faces like, oh, I was not expecting that.
Yeah. Yeah. Were you more like Carrie Underwood or more like Miranda Lambert, like listening to growing up? Because there were some, everybody always talks about like Tomato Gate and like Girls in Country and things like that. But it's like for our era of growing up, because you're early 20s, right? You're like what,
23.
23. Okay. So we've got about 6 years in between us. But like growing up listening to like the Carrie Underwood era, the Little Big Town era, Sugarland, Miranda, Casey Musgraves, and the Marin and all that. Like, what of those females did you identify with most?
I loved Miranda, just like she was from Texas, and so a lot of the places that I played, like, when you're 12, 13 and trying to make money by playing gigs, you kind of end up in the same spots. And so there's a lot of like barbecue spots or like, bars and things like that. And a lot of times, like, the people who've been there for forever, like, I remember when Miranda was playing this stage, and like, you remind me so much of her. It was always the huge, like, such a big compliment, but like, wow, to be walking in like, the same footsteps as like one of your heroes is super cool. And so I think just from that standpoint, I just admired her so much, just because she said whatever she wanted to say, and she was not apologetic for anything. And I love that she was confident enough in like who she was and what she believed in.
And the
like
songwriting of Miranda Lambert.
Gosh.
Miranda Lambert's had such an appreciation
good.
And such an impact on the songwriting for females in Nashville.
Absolutely.
And she was one of those early ones to come from that red dirt space out to Nashville before it was kind of cool to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that's just really cool too, just following in that footstep as well. And like Casey Musgraves was also from, around the part of Texas I was from, and my vocal coach also growing up taught her as well. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. It was this vocal coach, she was freaking awesome. But when, like I talk about I think like a huge difference is I started taking vocal lessons when I was like 7 or 8. So I've been doing this for forever. And I started working with that vocal coach I speak of when I was probably 16, but it was 6-hour vocal lessons. So it was like Dance Moms, but like not the drama, but the amount of time. So I would like leave school, go to vocal lessons, and be there until about midnight. And we literally would work on one song to where it was like I could sing that one song perfect by the end of the night.
Wow.
And it was everything from like performance to the way, you enunciate this word, or, ooh, your vibrato was too much on this line. Just, like little tiny things.
Very technical.
It was so technical to where I remember I would cry. Like I would leave and I would be so exhausted. I would cry, but I'm like, I'm so glad I did this. But it's hard.
It made the Broadway gig super easy, I'm sure. Doing 6 hours on one song makes playing playing a 4-hour shift. You've worked that muscle. It's like somebody playing a sport,
right?
Honestly,
it was and that's like the town I'm from is Frisco, Texas, and it's known as the sports capital of the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it is Sports City, USA, essentially. So everybody played sports growing up, and I kind of fell into that. I thought, all my friends do sports.
What were you playing?
I played volleyball and soccer, and I sucked at both. I was really good at riding the bench. That was my favorite thing. I sat on the bench, and I cheered everybody on. Soccer, I was known as the team flopper. I was really good at like looking like I got hurt.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, because I was teeny tiny. I was so much shorter than everybody else. Like I didn't start growing till like later in high school. It was really weird. But so all these like really athletic girls would like, if they just touched me, I could easily just like fall to the ground and like, and I would always spin around and look at my coach and I give her a wink like, hey, I'm okay. But like, I'm going to pretend like I'm, hurt right now. And then we would send like one of our really good players out and she would do like the penalty kick and we would score. So
there you go.
I knew my role.
That's an assist.
Yeah, it was an assist. I say I assisted a goal if, we're talking logistics, but I was a team player. I knew what I was there for. Gonna bring the orange slices and pretend to get hurt.
There you go. Oh, those orange slices. I wasn't a star athlete either. I played football and I played like little league and shit growing up, and then I played golf a little bit in high school, but I was always more the guy on the bench. Yeah, but
it's fun. The benches were fun. Yeah, I had a great time. I wasn't exhausted at the end of the day.
Yeah, only thing that wasn't fun was like when it'd be super fucking cold out in New York.
You're just shivering.
Oh yeah, we played I think 3 or 4 games in my life in high school that were in the snow. Like it would snow in like October, November, and I would just be on the sideline being like, ugh. And I'd get my steps in because I'd be running up and down the sideline to stay warm, kind of thing.
Ooh, see, Texas, there's like talk of snow. And,
canceled. We saw a couple. That was part of the COVID saga too. The end of 2020 when everything froze in Texas.
Yeah, that was bad.
You guys had no idea what to do. The pipes froze.
Because the pipes broke. Like there was nothing because we're on a different system than the rest of the country or whatever. So it was. I remember my parents' house, they got like 3 hours of like electricity a day or something like that during that time.
Jeez.
And so, yeah, they like had to ration power. It was really bad.
That's brutal.
I was here, so it didn't bother me.
You were here when the RV exploded then. Were you here for Christmas or you were back home? You were back home for Christmas.
Yeah, I think the freeze was like right after Christmas. And so I wasn't here when the RV, that was crazy.
Because I was here for that.
That was wild.
I had COVID.
Oh. Merry Christmas.
I was in Texas the week before,
and
I was out there touring. Yeah. We were touring during 2020 with Trey. It was wild, man. It was wild. Texas and Florida were really good to us during those times.
Yeah, everything was open. We did it was the first festival kind of back, but they tried to keep everybody separated, so you had to buy like, I don't know, it was like a barricade of like a section or whatever.
Oh, was this like when they had like the cow fencing?
Yeah,
and like you were like in a stall basically, and the next stall was like, and it was like 4 to 5 people and like a stall kind of thing.
And you had to like order on an app if you wanted drinks, like they brought them to you so you weren't like intermingling. And
that's so weird. See, I never did any of that.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but I was like, hey, I'm getting to play. That's fine. Like, whatever. I'm just here, and they followed all the guidelines, I think. So it ended up being fine.
It was legal.
But it was legal. It was Texas. It was no man's land at the time. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm back and I'm getting to play again. So that's good at least. So yeah.
Yeah. So looking at your stuff here on Spotify, obviously you've built up a pretty solid catalog, sis, of like just putting stuff out. You put your first song out in 21, right? With My Mistake.
Yes.
So My Mistake, whatever it is, and then you hammered the singles. What is it? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5.
That's the game we've been playing.
6. And then even a Christmas song.
Even a Christmas song.
Is that Baby Grace on the cover?
That is. It is Baby Grace.
Aww.
Yeah.
With the dog.
I know, that's my dead dog, R.I.P.
What was the dog's name? Jake?
Yeah.
He looks like a good dog.
He was a great dog.
Looks like a great dog. Great. You can tell a great dog by how a dog is around babies.
Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, because there's like dogs that are like shitty dogs that you can't bring kids around.
No, he
but
was a
if
good
you
dog.
have a dog that's like looks after a kid and like is part of that, did you grow up having animals?
Yeah, he was a hunting dog actually. So he was my parents' first dog, and he was kind of like one of those dogs that it was like, hey, I have a job and this is my job to do. I think sometimes he thought like he was, I don't know, like I was like a duck or something, and he had to like protect me. I don't know, it was kind of weird. But he was like one of the coolest dogs ever. Like he obeyed everything, and then we got another dog after that, and he was just crazy. It was like Marley and Me was like our dog after that. He literally knew how to open the front door, and so he would like let himself out the front, like he could unlock the lock and open the front door.
So you'd have to go and find him.
Yes, we'd have to like always go chase him. It was a mess.
Builds character.
Yeah, but that was our hunting dog. My dad is a huge hunter, so I grew up hunting, fishing, all of that.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's like me and my dad's thing. We still do. I go out to Texas, during hunting season, and go out there with my dad. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, we almost killed ourselves last year in the blind. We had the buddy heater, and it got knocked over, but it was still too dark. And we didn't realize that we caught the whole blind on fire.
Oh no!
Like we were probably 10 seconds from having to like jump out, and it was like one of those tall, like up high. But we were able to put it out. But we were just sending smoke signals to the deer. We're like, okay, yeah, no wonder we didn't see anything. The deer are like, whoa, what is this black smoke coming from this deer stand? I wonder what's going on. We literally saw nothing, but we survived. Just be careful around buddy heaters.
Yeah, hunting's something I've never done.
Really?
It's something that I've had a lot of people say, I'm going to take you hunting, Burrill. I'm going to take you hunting, you Yankee boy. Like my buddy, like Andy Austin's always like, bro, we're going to take you out into the turkey woods, or like Gary Stanton from Muscadine.
Yeah.
So I've had offers to like go and do it. What would be for myself?
Yeah.
Just started getting the grasp of using a shotgun in the past like year or so. What would you say is like the good like beginner?
I say like whitetail. I think that's
after deer.
Yeah, whitetail deer, just because it's like a bigger target too.
Yeah,
like dove and turkey. I mean, turkey too, but dove are so small that you're like, oh, if you miss, you like,
That's the one where they're just going up in the sky, and you're just shooting and hoping. You spray and.
So the craziest thing about that, so being from Frisco is now home to the ACM Awards.
Yeah.
Which is wild because the Star, which is the Cowboys practice facility, where that's built used to be where we would go dove hunting. Like that was that was our dove hunting field, and now it's the Star. And the ACMs are there every year, which is the craziest thing. Like imagine the entire industry you work in coming to your hometown and intermingling with everybody from your hometown. Weirdest week of my life last year. I was like, it's worlds colliding. I don't know how I feel, but it was really cool. I was really proud of that, and I got to work with the ACMs and highlight a bunch of my favorite like local businesses in Frisco. And so they posted it like all to their social media, but I just went like around Frisco to like my favorite barbecue spot, my favorite like shopping places, and got to showcase like local businesses in Frisco.
What are the odds that of all the places it could be?
I know, like I thought somebody was
Frisco.
pranking me when I heard about it. I was like, this is crazy, but I'm excited because I get to work with the ACMs again this year.
Oh, awesome! That'll be cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. I'm super proud of it, and Frisco just loves it. They love that, especially because it was Sports City USA. So now having, country music be a huge part of what Frisco is, it's really helping like just the art community in Frisco. Growing up, I didn't really know anybody else who really
Is there anyone else from that kind of region in country music that's in, because this is East Texas. This would be considered East, or
North.
is it Central? North Texas. Okay.
Yeah. It's like northeast, I guess you could say, but we're considered North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. Well, Corey Kent lives in Frisco now.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
He's from Oklahoma, but he lives there now. I'm trying to think. There probably is a bunch more that's slipping my mind, but it's really weird because I remember just, especially when I went back and I went to college, I would come back and kind of work with like our chamber and do things to help promote the arts in Frisco. And now, having the ACMs there, it's like, you can't help but like, there's been so many things to help push arts for kids in Frisco and opportunities. And that's something I'm so proud of because it wasn't something that I had, and getting to be like a voice for, a town that was so sports centered and be like, hey, you can do that if that's what you want to do. But like, if you are into the arts and you want to do music or anything like that, that's something you can do too. So it's really cool to like be that person for my hometown.
That's awesome. Sure. That's
Thanks.
So cool. Now looking at this, looking at like the past 2 years, you've again been hammering away at the singles, but most recently Texas Hold'em.
Yes.
which is obviously an interesting title for what's come out, and I'm sure you had all that.
Oh yeah, it's that I love this song so much, and I
love the story behind it, especially with your boyfriend he's still back in Texas, right?
No, he moved here now.
So he did move here. So this is a true story.
This is a completely true story. Yeah, this song, it's a completely true story, and it's been the craziest. Like, I've never had so much like controversy with a song that's like non-controversial at all.
Yeah, there's really
there's nothing controversial about this. Like, it was all sweet. Like the way we wrote it, it was like, oh, this is sweet. Like, and so I posted it to TikTok, and it started getting a lot of traction because people were like, oh, you're a homewrecker. Like, how dare you think you can go write a song about stealing, your man from another girl? Like, you're really proud of that? And I'm like, okay, so you listened to the first 2 lines of the song and didn't finish the freaking song. Like, okay, that's fine, whatever. Just go back and listen to the chorus. Like, people don't have skies, okay?
Blue eyes, blue skies.
Yeah, oh my gosh, funny. I was just, and it's to the point where you're supposed to like comment back to people on TikTok, and I was like, I can't even look at this. I'm just like, I told my friends, I was like, well, you respond to people for me, so I don't have to do that. And so my friends were like, it actually means this, like da 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 da. And then people were deleting their comments. I was like, okay, that means I won. Great.
Yes. But the comments help the algorithm.
They did, and so I was like, okay, you can just keep posting away. Like, I really don't. As long as it keeps pushing, and that's what it started pushing the song. And then 2 weeks later, after I posted that on TikTok, I was watching the Super Bowl, and there was a Beyonce commercial. And she's like, and Texas Hold'em out now. And I was like, you have to be freaking kidding me. It's like, you're shitting me. Yeah. Like, Beyonce doing a country thing. Okay, cool, awesome. But that, of course, she chooses a title of the exact same song I'm trying to push at the exact same time.
That has no relation.
And they're so different. And they're so different. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I love the Beyonce one. It's a bop. Like, I was jamming to it. Like, I was singing around my house. I loved it. And so I was like, we're just going to lean into this. Like, we're just going to play around with it and just see where it goes. And I'd been using those hashtags like weeks before, Beyonce had, or like anybody trying to push that song had either. And so that helped actually drive a lot of, traction to my page, which was really nice. And for the most part, like the Beyonce people were pretty nice. Like, I think once I explained like, hey, I'm not copying her. How this works is I have to submit this song 6 weeks before it gets released to the world. So I've already paid the money to have this song produced. I've already submitted it to be released in a couple of weeks. It's not like I saw Beyonce posted this song and I'm like, oh, I'm going to release this song now. Like, no, if, that's how it worked, I wouldn't have probably released the song, or I would have changed the title of the song or changed something about the song. But, I was just like, you know what? It's a funny story. It's a song I'm proud of. Yeah. And we're just gonna lean into it.
Hell yeah. Well, I love that you did. Seriously. I love that you did. I remember seeing you like right after all of that happened. Because I think that's when we had you play at Winners, was like right around there.
It was.
And I remember you saying like, "Don't even get me," because that was like right in the middle of it. You're like, "Don't even get me started on this, Matt." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm glad it's out and it's doing what it's doing now."
Yeah.
Now looking at the rest of this year, what I'm guessing we have some more stuff coming.
Got new songs coming. Yeah, we're just kind of playing that like single game right now, just trying to feed the algorithm and see what gets playlisting and things like that.
Is that weird to do? Like just throwing darts.
It is.
At and social media as opposed to like in the past where it's like, I believe in this song, I'm going to put it out.
I mean, yeah. And I think that's a lot of the approach that I have. Like everything I've released has been like, hey, this is a song that I believe in and this is, what I want to put out. I think as an artist, we all want to do like a project and be like, this is a piece of work that I've been working on and it's cohesive and it goes together. And that would be super nice to do. But, when you're an independent artist, it's like, okay, I can't release this project and pay the money that I need to pay to create all these songs for, some of them to never be playlisted or heard by anybody. And so that's like a hard thing too. Like when you have label and money and backing, it's that makes sense and that works. And that's, and that's the hard thing about being independent. It's like, okay, each song has to be a single and has to, get that support and that drive behind it. And then as soon as you push that one out, okay, well, there's a next song. So it's like, once the song comes out, you're like, dang, like I'm super proud of this song, but I feel like I already got to start pushing the next one.
Yeah.
And so that's the hard thing with like the social media game is, people's attention spans are only, this big.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Like I'm on TikTok and I can't even finish a video.
We all are.
Yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, that's the game that we're playing. And it just sucks because it's like we put so much time and effort and energy into this music and money as well. And it's like, okay, I'm excited about this. I'm going to, tell you to pre-save it, tell you to listen to it when it comes out. Oh, it's out. Okay, now here's my next song. And so that's like, I think the hardest thing about music nowadays is
trying not to exhaust your fan base that you're building.
Exactly. But then with like the streamers, they want that constant music. They're asking you like, hey, the more music you can give us the better. And so you're like, okay, I'm trying to do both and not annoy people on the internet but also give as much of my music as I can to people right now. So it's a game that I'm trying to figure out and play with, but so that's just kind of like our goal for the year is just songs that I'm super excited about and that I want to push out. And it's the greatest part about being independent. Everything that I put out is like, this is the song I want to release, It's
you and your team of Anthony and who's your agent over at?
Brian Jones and then Risha Rogers also. Yeah. So, and at the end of the day, me and Anthony could have differing opinions, but it's like, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I respect everybody in my circle and their opinions. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's a job, it's a company, right? And I am the owner of my company, right? And
you're showing
the product is me.
You're showing your Belmont, even though you were only there for like, you were there for like a short while. Like the fact, like having that knowledge to be like, this is a business.
It is a business.
This is Grace Tyler LLC or whatever the fuck you call it. Like this is you're the CEO of your business.
Right. I mean, I had to get an LLC for taxes a couple years ago, and
taxes are so fun.
Taxes are so fun, especially when you play in multiple states, and every state has different laws.
Yeah, when you play in multiple states and you're selling merch and you're getting paid this, and then a lot of your stuff can be like considered 1099, and then there's this guarantee, but you got to give the cut to this guy and this and that. And it's a fucking headache. I feel for the business managers.
Yes.
It's like, I could never do that shit.
I have an amazing one. She is the best person ever, and she's an angel on earth. And I'm so freaking lucky to have her because she is just so organized with all of it. And she knows it. Because, I mean, I think one year we had to file taxes in 15 different states. And I did it myself on TurboTax. And like... I was just like, I was sitting on the couch at my parents' house with my mom, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Colorado is saying I got to do this, and then this state is saying I got to do this, and I'm like, why can't they just all agree? Like, why can't we just agree? Because some states have income tax, and like some of the venues already take that out of your check before you get it, and some don't, and so you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, please don't come for me. I'm trying my best. I'm literally trying to do it right.
Don't come for me, IRS.
Yeah, please. Now I have Heather, and she's got it.
Shout out to Heather.
Shout out to Heather. Yeah, I saw her at Whiskey Jam last night. I was like, on tax day. I was like, wow, you partying hard after tax day, Heather.
I mean, hey, if they're gonna go out and celebrate, they might as well.
Was. She's awesome. Yeah.
That's awesome. What would you be doing if you weren't doing music? Like, what was the other thing that you were thinking about?
I always loved like interior design, interior decorating. And so I think I would want to do something like that. I also, in high school, I went to Frisco, had the coolest opportunities. Like, if you knew what you wanted to do in high school, like career wise, except music, but like anything else, they had a career and technology center. We called it the Kate Center. But basically, like any job that you wanted to do, they basically got you like a 4-year head start on it.
Oh, wow.
So like all the girls who wanted to be teachers were already, being teachers' assistants in high school. Like, they already had classes and that they were helping teach. And,
oh, wow.
All the trade school type jobs, they were already doing it. A lot of the farming stuff, they had a huge barn where like vets and things like that could do. And so they had one for interior design, and then also like wedding and event planning. And I took both of those, and I loved it. And I think like the event planning side is why I love like live shows so much, because it's like a wedding. Like, and especially when you have a show in your hometown, it's a wedding. Like, you're having to say hi to everybody and do all the things, but it's putting on a show. Like, a wedding is a show, and it's okay, how are we going to organize this in a way to where like everybody's comfortable, like we, meeting all of that. And so I really loved doing that and just making things look nice and pretty. I just love that too. But I think something like event wedding planning or like interior design would have been just something I would want to do, because that's that creative in me, but also like I feel like I'm a very business driven mind as well. So yeah, that's probably what I would have done.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could see that too.
Yeah, I could yell at some like groomsmen, like totally. I could yell at people.
Yeah?
Yeah, it doesn't come out often, and thankfully I don't ever have to be that person as the like singer. I feel like my like TM helps me out a lot with like, hey, I like whisper in his ear. I'm like, hey, this needs to be fixed, and like he handles it. But I think I could lay down the wall a little bit. We'll see. I say that, and I probably would like freeze under the pressure. I don't know.
Yeah, that's funny. What are you touring around in right now? Are you in a van?
We're van, yes.
I've done. That's probably what I've done the most. That's what I've done the most touring in, has been van. Sprinter's nice.
Yeah. We've got a great Sprinter. It's awesome. We got a U-Haul in the back. We
do you pull the back seats out and have like the hang area in the back, or do you keep all the rows in there?
We've got all the they're like captain's seats. So there's
they're not benches.
They're not benches. So there's 4 seats in the back, and then the last one's like a bench row.
Okay.
So whoever gets to the van first gets to sleep on the back one.
Okay.
I'm a control freak, so I like to drive.
You're driving the van.
I love.
You're an artist that drives. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of like.
That's how Muscadine was.
Really?
Gary and Charlie always liked to drive when they were in the Sprinter.
It makes time go faster. I go a little stir crazy, just like sitting in the back, and I just turn on a I love podcasts.
Yeah?
I can listen to podcasts all day, which is why I was so excited about this.
Hell yeah.
I love it. But yeah, I love it. I usually do like the early morning shift. Like if I get up and going, and because a lot of times we're waking up and we have to be, out the Sprinter by like 6 a.m. to get to the next place.
Yeah,
early
van calls.
Early van calls. And I get it. The other guys, my band's awesome, and they're so sweet, and they, help take care of everything at the end of the night. And they're the ones usually like putting everything in the van.
Yeah.
Loading and unloading. And I'm just so happy to be here. So I pitch in how I can, and I like to, get a head start on the day.
What are your essentials when you're stopping at a Love's or a Buc-ee's or any of those places?
Oof.
I know Buc-ee's is like a different animal, and obviously for you, it's like not anything super special because it's like you grew up with them.
Yeah,
right?
a little bit. They were all like kind of outside of town, so it was always like when we were going on a road trip, like as a family, we would. But Buc-ee's get crazy.
Oh,
I
love post church Buc-ee's.
Post-church,
I
my
love
gosh.
rolling through a Buc-ee's on a Sunday because you see all kinds, and you have like the little kids all dressed up in their church clothes, just running, wreaking havoc, and their mom's like chasing them throughout Buc-ee's.
And then we look homeless, so we're pulling in.
Oh yeah. Then we're rolling in with the hoodies, keeping the sunglasses on.
Absolutely. No, I'm such a snacker when I'm on the road. Like I'm a meal person when I'm home, and then on the road I'm just like I'm a snacker.
That's same.
Really?
I relate to that.
Okay, cool. Because all the guys will get their sandwiches and like a full on meal, and I'm like, okay, I'll get a bag of beef jerky and I'm trying so hard to like not eat all the stuff I want to eat when I stop at a gas station.
What's the stuff you want to eat?
Like the junk food, the chips, the candy.
See, I get the big share size of peanut M&Ms, but I share it with me, myself, and I.
Yeah,
and it's like the big, like I'm talking like handfuls of them big peanut M&Ms, or the trail mix.
So good.
The trail mix with the M&Ms and the raisins, or if you can ever find like the monster mix where it's got like the chocolate chips in there. And there's just no value at all. It's like a trail where if you want to hike and take a nap because you're so full, that kind of stuff.
Love it. Love that. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to be better. Like the past few months, I've been like on this like, okay, beef jerky, we'll grab fruit, like.
Oh, the fruit cups.
The fruit cups.
I used to have an alarm in my phone that was get tray when I was working for Trey. Get tray a fruit cup, because we'd go to the gas station and I'd have it on there until I didn't fucking forget. Like, get Trey's fucking
got one job.
Fruit cup.
Get the fruit cup.
get his fucking fruit cup. And God forbid we pulled into a Pilot or a Flying J. Did it at Love's, which those are not my favorite. The Flying J's and the Pilots. I've had like the pizza at the Flying J's,
and
it's all right. I mean, when you're hungry on the road, anything kind of works. But
it's true.
But like the Trey would get that, or like the eggs.
Oh, I can't do the eggs.
I can't do the cup of hard boiled eggs. I don't know why.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, there's people that do it.
That should be a set. Like people who do that on planes. Oh my gosh! Like, and they just open them and it just and you're like,
yeah.
Like, that's a sit. Like you should be kicked off the flight. Like if you bring something that smells like that, or like oh my gosh, I'm gonna like throw up thinking about it. But it's just disgusting. Like sometimes I'll be like, y'all got to eat that before we go on the road. Like eat your eggs, but not in here, and go wash your hands afterwards, because that stuff lingers. Ugh, I can't do it. Loves.
You can't do Loves?
Can't do Loves.
See, Loves to me holds a special place, because Loves is everywhere, but in the Northeast. In the Northeast, we don't have truck stops in the Northeast. Everything's like state run. Yeah. So they're like bougie, like food courts.
So the reason I can't do a Loves is I got trapped at a Loves for 48 hours.
When was this?
It was a couple years ago. We were trying to outdrive a blizzard, and the blizzard won.
Where were you?
We were in Colorado.
Oh no.
Yes. And it was a family trip, and our flight got canceled, and my dad was like, we can beat the blizzard. Like, I drive fast. Like, we're from Texas. Like 10 over is like how you like just drive in Texas. And we had like another family that we were going with, and we were driving back, and my parents love each other, but if they ever get divorced, I know it's because my mom forgot to tell my dad like the right directions on something. Like the only time I've seen them actually pissed, mad, fighting at each other is my mom gets distracted. My dad like refuses to put the map on like the screen or whatever in a car, even though he likes somebody telling him where to go. I'm like, how do you get around by yourself? I don't know. But apparently it's a miracle. But he likes to have somebody tell him where to go. And my mom gets distracted, and she forgets to like tell him when to exit. Oof. So we missed our exit.
It's a lot of pressure to put on your spouse.
It is a lot of pressure. And especially during a blizzard. It's like, oh God. And we like just see the storm behind us. We miss our exit.
And that's a long drive from Colorado to North Texas. It's a long fucking
it's like 14 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a haul.
And so we miss our exit, and we end up on this like back road. And the other family we went with, they had to pull over too, but they pulled over into like a 5-star hotel. So like they're already at the hotel checked in, they're on the rooftop and the jacuzzi, and we're in the middle of like nowhere, Colorado, on a back road. Like you can't even see this much in front of you. Like it was actually really scary. There were so many people that ended up in a ditch, and it was like an angel was sent to us. There was this old man, and I don't even know what town we were in, but I think about this guy very often because he probably saved us. But he was like, oh, I know this road like the back of my hand. Follow me. My house is like so-and-so, I'll take you to the Loves. And we're like, great. Like at that point, we're like, anything. So we pull up we finally get to the Loves, and we were stuck there for 48 hours. And we slept like in the car. And you have to like, you can't let your car run for like a long time, or like the emissions or whatever. So we'd have to turn it off, and then we'd like be freezing. I remember we would just go take walks in the blizzard because we were all just about to kill each other. But yeah, it was me, my parents, and my brother. And I remember just like looking at my brother, and I was like, could you breathe any louder? Like we were all just so annoyed with each other. And yeah, we basically lived in a Loves for like 2 days.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Wow.
So like every time I see a Loves, I get like I don't know, just a weird feeling. I'm like I can't be stuck here, like in and out.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Loves.
Damn. Yeah, I've had to pull over at a truck stop in, I think it was Nebraska, because I've done the Blizzard in Colorado thing with a bus and with a van and with a thing called the bandwagon. I don't know if you're familiar with. Are you familiar with the bandwagon thing?
No.
It's a 63 feet or 62 feet from front to back with the trailer on it.
Okay.
And it's like a Freightliner truck, but they converted it into like they converted it into like an RV.
Oh,
it's very popular with Warped Tour style bands, like that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But it's like you have to drive it yourself. There's 8 bunks or 9 bunks in the back. There's like a shower, a little lounge area. Mm-hmm. And then there's like a bunk up in the front where the driver is, and that's usually where I would sleep. Yeah. And but it maxes out at like 60 miles per hour, 62 miles per hour. So I used to have to drive this thing.
Oh, wow.
All around, and driving that through the blizzard was an experience.
That sounds wonderful.
We pulled over to a truck stop and just chilled. But luckily we had that at least, you know?
Yeah.
Being in a car or being in a van would be tougher.
It was a car, yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's rough.
It was rough, but we survived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. The joys of family road trips.
Family road trips. I feel like I always have like the weirdest travel stories too. Like every show, there's just something. There's always something.
What happened this past weekend then, or last trip to Florida and Georgia?
This past weekend wasn't too bad. We didn't have any weird things, but the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me is we booked a flight to Colorado, and I think it was a United flight. And we had a layover in, I think, Denver. And then it was going to fly. I think we were playing in Loveland, Colorado. And I was opening for Lee Brice. And my manager, it was me and my manager, Anthony, flying out. So we have our layover in Denver, and we're just, hanging out. And it's at like a smaller part of the airport. And we're waiting to get on the flight. And, and it had like a walkway, and we're like, oh, this is cool. Like, it looks like you're about to get on a private jet. We're like, oh, we're just going to get on like a little puddle jumper. But we're like filming because we're like, wow, we look so cool. And there's a bus. And so we're like, oh, like the bus is going to drive us to the plane. No. United will also book you on a bus, is what we found out. So we booked airline tickets, and they put us on a Greyhound bus. And I remember Anthony looks at the bus driver. He goes, so this is taking us to the plane. And she's like, no, this is not taking you to the plane. This is what we're going to be on for the next hour and a half. And we were like laughing so hard because we had been filming. We're like, wow, this is so nice that they're going to drive us to the plane. And then we'll get off the bus and like just have like a 20-minute flight or whatever. But no, we took a Greyhound all the way to the show when we thought we were going to be flying. And apparently this is something that United does.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, it happens. So if you fly United, just always check your ticket, because you may think you're getting on an airplane, but they're going to put you on a bus.
Wow.
It was wild. I also probably made everybody on that poor bus mad because I had like my pedal board and everything, and it was United, so they made me check like everything, and so I was already in a terrible mood. And I got on and asked the bus lady, I'm like, okay, well, can you just make sure my bag's here? Like, I have to make sure I have this bag because I have a show tomorrow, yada yada yada. And she's like, yeah, like what color is it? I'm like, it's pink. It's a pink bag. She's like, okay. And she looks under the bus. She's like, there's no pink bag. And I'm like, we cannot leave. Like I stopped the bus. I was like, we cannot leave until this, like, and I'm not this person like ever, unless it's like my music stuff, and then I like become a little crazy just because I'm like, this is my job. Like this is, my job. And So we like delayed the bus like 30 minutes and they're like looking and looking and looking. And some lady comes to check it and she's like, I'm so confused. Like, it looks like it should be here, yada, yada. She comes up, she pulls out my bag and she goes, "It's white, not pink." And I go, "It's a little pink."
Oh, jeez.
It was so bad. And so like we literally had to give the bus driver like tickets to the show the next day.
Oh,
We're like,
funny.
"Would you like tickets?" So she came. I was like, "Please forgive me. I'm so sorry."
Damn. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's fun. That's some funny stuff. The joys of the road.
The joys of the road.
How you liking that not iced tea, the lemonade?
The lemonade, I was so surprised when it wasn't like bubbly or seltzery at all. This is freaking awesome. I wish I was like on a boat, like with one of these. These are freaking awesome.
We'll send you home with some.
Oh my gosh.
The Surfside stuff. Yeah. So it's only got, I think it's like 2 grams of sugar in it. So it doesn't even taste like, it's not going to give you like the hangover thing. That's great. Those are crushable, as Nikki T likes to say. Like those are
crushable.
Very crushable. Like when we have those. Are you going to Key West this year?
I am. I'm going to be in Key West.
Can I ask you this question
Absolutely,
right now?
Yeah.
Would you like to play one of the Raised Rowdy happy hours?
Oh
at
my
Key
gosh,
West?
yeah, of course.
Because we would love to have you. Have you been down there before, or is this your first one?
I went last year for the first time. I worked with a tequila sponsor because as like an independent, you're like, I can't afford to go down here. And so I worked with a tequila sponsor. So they're helping me this year again and sending me out. But this is like one of the best vodka drinks I've had. I'm not a vodka girl, but I love this.
Yeah, it's just lemonade.
Yeah.
It's lemonade with the vodka in it. So we're going to have those down there.
That's sick.
With us.
Sweet.
So
sign me up.
And we'll be at where do you play? I could pull it up on the app.
I think I'm at General Horseplay.
That's a fun one.
I love General Horseplay.
That's a fun one. Do you use the app at all when you're down there?
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say this is how I find everybody. It's funny. I was like talking with SJ McDonald, being like, "Hey SJ, you want to play?" And she was like, "I don't know my schedule yet." And I typed it in the app. I'm like, "Hey, here's where you're playing." She's like, "What the fuck? They haven't even told me yet."
No, they didn't tell anybody. Luckily, like we were on it and looked it up ourselves, and I'm like, "Okay, cool. This is what I'm playing." I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, General Horseplay.
And the Mary Ellens, I think.
Yep, Mary Ellens, the late night HD radio hang, and then Mary Ellens on Saturday. Yeah, so you have an awesome schedule. So aside from Thursday, you're pretty much free because we do Island Dogs from 4 to 8.
Oh my gosh, sign me up. So I'll be there.
We'll put you down. Nikki and I are booking that right now. I know we're only like 2 weeks out, but what we like to do is mix in our friends that are part of the festival with our other friends that are just kind of go down there.
Right.
You know, and have like a nice little mix. So
yeah, wait, that's so fun.
We will have you as a part of the Raised Rowdy happy hours.
Aw, I'm so excited.
It'll be awesome. So Key West is going to be a blast, and I'm very excited for it this year. This will be my 3rd year going down, and we do. Fun. How long are you going down for?
I think I'm there. I leave the 5th because we're doing like Cinco de Mayo stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a great time.
We do the Tuesday to Tuesday.
Gosh.
Nick and I do a whole fucking week down there.
I did 6 days last year. I played 10 shows last year when I was down there.
Wow.
I died.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
That's a lot.
So I scaled back this year. But I had like 2 or 3 shows each day. And yeah, this year I was like, okay, I can do like 6 and I'll be good. It's just it's crazy down there.
Yes, it is wild. So I'm excited to be going back, and
it's so fun.
We'll get you on the Raised Rowdy lineup.
I love it. Well, I just have to say too, like you and Nikki T are just like what y'all are doing is so awesome, and it's crazy when you think about like so many of the rounds that y'all put me on. I've met other writers that like I write with all the time now, and
like who?
Like SJ I met on one of y'all's rounds. I'm trying to think. Hannah McFarland I met, and we've been like talking. We're trying to get something on the books because she's a freaking.
She'll be down there
awesome.
too. Maybe that's what we do if the schedule lines up. Maybe maybe we put you and Hannah together.
She's freaking awesome. I'm like, she's just crushing it right now.
And this is her first year going down there.
Yeah.
So she doesn't know what to expect. We've been trying to warn her.
It's crazy. I've literally been trying not to drink before then.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
It is a marathon. You can't treat it like a sprint. But I love what y'all are doing, and I'm just so like honored to be, just a part of it, for you to have me on the podcast. But what y'all are doing is something super special in town, and I love that y'all are giving just songwriters just an opportunity to, promote music and to share their music.
Yeah,
and
we appreciate that.
No, but what y'all do is super special, and I'm just honored to be a part of it. So
absolutely,
thank you.
We're happy to have you in the family, and yeah, I mean, we're doing like 10 to 15 events a month right now.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all are just crushing it.
We're cranking out. I'm doing. This will be by the time this episode comes out. I'll be like I'm close to like a few weeks into doing 2 episodes a week that I'm releasing, dropping every Tuesday.
Yeah, and you've got
Friday.
shows like every night, basically.
We got shows every night. I got a girlfriend who I just celebrated a year of being with. She's got a little 5-year-old girl, so I'm getting to spend time with her. Little Charlotte. She's amazing. They both are. I love them both. They've definitely given me a new perspective on my life from when I moved here and was working on Broadway to where I'm at now. It's fucking cool. And then we're going to like 10 festivals this year. Like we're gone now like almost every weekend going to festivals around the country.
It's freaking awesome.
Bringing the scene and what we try to embody with Raised Rowdy to the world.
Yeah.
You know? So
it's something super special, and it's one of my favorite parts of like events and things that happens in town. And when people come, I'm like, you gotta go. Like, this is, just, it feels staple Nashville. And especially I feel like kind of, my like generation or whatever of songwriters and artists, it's just like a staple of what, it is to be, a songwriter here in town. And so
that means a lot
special
to us. Yeah, like your class.
Yeah, class. That's definitely the word.
The class of like 2019 to 2020 on.
Yeah.
We've really tried to champion that, because that's when I got here. Nick got here just after COVID or like during COVID, and Nick started Raised Rowdy in 2017 as just a group of people going to concerts, and it's evolved into a lot more. So.
Yeah, and it's really cool and something y'all are just crushing. So
cool. We appreciate that. You're crushing it too, sis.
Oh,
when can we be on the lookout for the next thing from Grace Tyler?
Yes, I've got a bunch of shows this year, so you can go check that out on my website, Grace Tyler Music.
I'm gonna look that up right now, because
yes.
I like to plug as a touring guy myself. I love to plug the shows.
Yeah, so I'm on the road with Lee Bryce this weekend. We're going to be in Amarillo. I'm playing CMA Fest.
That's fun.
It's my first CMA Fest this year.
This is your first one?
Yeah, that I'm performing.
That kind of blows my mind that this is the first one.
I'm so excited. When I first started visiting Nashville, I came to CMA Fest, and so it's just like a total 180 moment. Like, I still have pictures of me in braces like coming here. It's crazy.
Amarillo will be cool. Oh, you got something in Kentucky too?
Yes, Kentucky with Lee Bryce in a couple weeks. That's only like a 2-hour drive or something like that.
Kentucky's easy.
Kentucky's great.
Kentucky's easy to get
Kentucky feels like a hometown.
And Loveland. You just have a love affair with Loveland, Colorado.
Loveland. I love Loveland.
Yep,
They're freaking awesome.
Loveland in June. Great time to go to Colorado.
It's the perfect time to go to Colorado.
It's the best time to go out there.
Yeah.
And then you've got Houston in November.
Yes, we've got a lot more shows coming.
That's the thing too, is like about all these tours and all these shows, but
they're not confirmed yet.
But you can't announce yet. And that's just like part of the process. But people can find you at gracetylermusic.com.
Yes, got new music coming out too. Stick around for that. Then I'll tell you all the next thing. I haven't even told anybody this. The next single it's called I Wish I Smoked. So it's pretty cool. I'll have to send it to you.
Yes, please do.
But I'm super excited. It's very it's edgy, and I'm really excited about it. It was one of those songs I immediately was like, oh yeah, we're releasing this.
Hell yeah.
So I'm very excited about it.
That's awesome. Well, Grace, I appreciate you coming on, girl.
Thank you so much, Matt. This has been awesome.
Thank you for hanging. I'm glad you enjoyed the surf
I
side.
I love it.
You're my first guest that I've had drinking Surfside here. So and it's light. It's easy. It's not like I'm making you just rip shots up here.
Yeah, at 10:30 in the morning. It's
5
o'clock somewhere.
It is almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon on the East Coast. So there we go for the East Coast folks. Well,
I love it.
We appreciate you so much,
Thank
sis.
you.
Y'all be sure to check out our girl, Miss Grace Tyler. Bunch of music out. Y'all be sure to check out Texas Hold'em and be on the lookout for shows and everything that she's got going. If you're down in Key West this year, you're going to see Grace at one of our events and just see her hanging out down there. So if you're coming down to the Songwriter Festival, if you're ever here in Nashville, be sure to follow along, follow her on all the socials. One of our good friends here in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to follow along with Outside the Round. Hit that subscribe button, follow, rate, all of that stuff. Tell your mama and them. And if you want to find out more about us, visit raisedrowdy.com. For my girl Grace, I'm Matt Burrill. This has been Outside the Round.
I ain't never been the kind for staying in one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks on my sleeve, they usually just make them leave. So if you